This when I first got the job. This was right before I showed up for my first day of work. I got the job pretty easily. I went in the morning and did an audition. They said, "Can you come back at 3 p.m. and do the same thing you just did?" And I said, "Yeah, I can do that." So I came back and it was a scene with Garibaldi, and I had to be tough, and I did it. And they went, "Okay, great." My agent said to me, "Go ahead and take the 5-year job because it's never going to last more than one season. It's not Star Trek." And I said, "Okay, I'm in my 20s. I'll sign a 5-year contract because it's not going to last." Right. Anyway, so when I first got to the set, they said, "This is the big Bible that apparently Joe saw in the shower, the 5-year arc, and every one of us was not allowed to see the actual Bible, but we were giving a page." Susan is a career military officer for whom Babylon 5 is a springboard to getting her own command, either on a station or a starship. She has her life planned out and fully intends to rise through the ranks of the military right to the very top. Born and reared on Earth, Susan entered the academy at the youngest allowable age. She wanted to see the stars and now spends her days peering out into a universe full of surprises. Lieutenant Commander Ivanova has an excellent, almost perfect record. No infractions, no disciplinary sheets in her record, nothing. She was assigned to Babylon 5 as a replacement for Laurel Takashima, who has been given an assignment out on the rim where she's in charge of supervising the Earth-Minbari border for any possible military threats. No, she was fired because she was too short. Susan lost a brother in the recent Earth-Minbari war, and though she knows it's over and is doing her best to set the past aside and move on, part of her still resents the Minbari and holds them responsible for the death of her brother. Her parents are scientists working on planet Io Planetary Science Observatory off Jupiter. Their relationship is cordial but cool. Now, first of all, her mom's dead. Hello! They were against Susan joining Earth Force, believing that her first best destiny was science, and because they worried for her safety. They have not missed the irony that it was their son who ended up dying in the war and their daughter who has now gone on to considerable success in Earth Force. Susan is physically strong, capable, and not given to shouting or carrying on. Bull hinkies! She's not given to shouting or carrying on. What is, was he channeling some sort of, Margaret Thatcher right then? She is very formal, a thorough, professional, career military officer, but when off duty, if you're in the middle of a bar fight, she's the one you want watching your back. She has had a number of relationships, but all have taken a secondary position in her life. Her career comes first. She's not screwed up or obsessive about it, but she knows where her priorities are. Like her work and her life's ambitions, her relationships tend to be intense, underlined, and fiery. She has a very dry sense of humor. That's it. That's what I got. And that's when I kind of went, okay, but that was all in the first 3 scripts that I read. Her personality already was shining through at that point. The only thing that I didn't like was that it really was as if she had to pull up her posterior for an entire season. And I did say that at the end of the first season. I said, if we do get it picked up for a second season, I'd love to show a modicum of humor, because I'm dying here, Joe. And he did put some stuff, the Drazi episode, the Boom Shakalaka stuff. That was penance for me. And of course, the reason why I had a relationship with a woman was because I just got sick of him bringing in potential guys or whatever, and I said, "Come on, she would bang an alien or a woman. Put me with your car." And then I got Talia. So, the lesson there is careful what you ask for and keep your mouth shut, is the lesson there. But I did actually get the Drazi episode after complaining about the dearth of humor with Ivanova, so that was a good one, and I enjoyed that very much. Anybody else?